Alright everybody, what's going on? It's Thundershot and welcome back to more Ask Thundershot, Thundershot Ask FM, still whatever you want to call it. I don't have a face cam and I've been trying to set it up, and just to be blunt, I'm not in a position to use a face cam right now, but as soon as I am, I will have one, so that's kind of the end of that. Also, we're not going to be doing 2 videos again this week. I think I'm just going to go back to 1 half-hour video every week and just understand that I will never be able to catch up to all these questions, no matter how much time I put into it. And I'm completely okay with that. You guys keep asking away. I will say that if I keep getting more and more questions, I may phase out the getting questions from I can't do that. I can't phase out the getting questions from the bottom, because then they will legitimately never get answered. But I have to scroll for a longer and longer amount of time every time. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll get it figured out. But yeah, so we're going to go back to one big 30-minute part, 15 minutes on the top, 15 minutes on the bottom. And let's start now. How strong is Aurelie Normakai? So Aurelie is from another one of Akira Toriyama's little mangas, comics. I'm not 100% sure. I've never actually seen it. I think it's called Dr. Shump or Scump or something like that. But there is, I remember reading it's a rumor. I couldn't find the actual interview, but I remember reading a rumor a while back that says if Aurelie and Goku were to fight after the King Piccolo saga in Dragon Ball, that Goku were to fight Aurelie would probably win. So if that gives you any idea of how strong she is, she couldn't keep up in Z at all, but in Dragon Ball she would definitely be one to hold her own against even King Piccolo. So that's kind of cool to think about. Moving on. In DBZ, when Babidi is telling Dabura to kill Krillin and Piccolo doesn't, Piccolo have amazing hearing. Why didn't he hear them? Babidi is telling Dabura to kill Krillin and Piccolo doesn't, Piccolo have amazing hearing. Why? I am not sure. I think I know what you're asking. But you kind of assumed he was a bad guy anyway, so that was bound to happen, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Why do you think Kid Buu is weaker than Buuhan? Because it says so. It says so in the DBZ anime and the manga. It's stated Buuhan was the strongest of any character in the game, besides Vegito, obviously. Because you had Gohan, who was the strongest single character. It stated Gohan is stronger than Vegito in both the anime. Not Vegito. Gohan is stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku in both the anime and the manga. Gohan was the strongest non-fused character in the game, and then you fuse him with the power that Super Buu already had. Granted, when Gotenks split, his power went down, but Super Buu was already so strong, and then you add the strongest non-fused character in the game to that. And then he loses all that. He loses all that to become Kid Buu. I want to make a video, and I kind of want to make a video with Quaman on, and possibly Black and Fist, we'll see, on Buu doesn't make any sense as an actual character in a lot of regards. But bottom line, it's stated in the anime and manga that Super Buu, Gohan Absorbed Buuhan, is stronger than Kid Buu. You know what I've just discovered? Piccolo could sense the Supreme Kai's energy during the World Tournament. He says, I've sensed this energy before, but in Battle of Gods, God's energy level can't be sensed. So can God sense other gods' energy levels? Because this is just screwy. I agree with you, it is screwy. And there's also different levels of gods in DBZ. There's the regular Kai. Well, first of all, we'll start at the bottom, I guess. The bottom level of gods. There's Kami, who overlooks the earth, but Kami legitimately translates into God. There's Kai, such as North, South, East, and West Kai, and then, of course, Supreme Kai and Grand Kai to go even further up the line. But they're also gods, but they're a different kind of god, obviously. And then the god that Beerus is, the god of destruction, he's a different god altogether. Just given his name, he's God. He's not Kai. He's not Kami. He legitimately is a whole different kind of god. There's different levels of gods in the DBZ world, and clearly the god of destruction and all the other gods on the level of the god of destruction, that tier above Grand Kai, you would call it, I guess. Those are the ones that they're talking about. But I agree, it is screwy that they have that many gods and all that stuff. But yeah, those are the ones that they're referring to when they can't sense god energy, is the level that Beerus is on, kind of. And above that, I would presume, if there are any left above that, who knows. Do you think Xenoverse is going to be the next best DBZ game based off the information that they've given us so far? It has the potential to be the best DBZ game ever made, yes. I will say that. After playing the Japanese beta, a little bit of the EU beta, the NA beta, if they fix the problems that the network test had, which I can get more into that later. I can make a whole video for that. But if they fix the problems that the network test had, they listen to the fans, they give us a bunch of extra stuff. Hell, if they throw in GT and Dragon Ball characters, they're already halfway there. But then they give it a killer story mode, let our created characters be super awesome, which it looks like they're on the right track to do that. then yes, this could definitely be the best DBZ game base so far. It has the potential to. I'm not going to tell you it is right now. You can't say that off of what we know from the beta. But I will say if it lives its potential to the fullest or near the fullest, it'll be the best DBZ game we've seen. I know that Gogeta isn't canon, but do you like him or Vegito better as a character? That is a really good question. In Raging Blast 2, if you ever see me fight, I'll almost always pick Vegito over Gogeta, simply because Gogeta doesn't have a base form, and in Raging Blast 2, when you can mess with the character's stats and stuff like that, give him like super health up and everything like that, that gives Vegito a huge advantage. But as a character as a whole, probably Gogeta. The Stardust Breaker is a really sick move, although I don't particularly care for the fact that he just like throws stars at him and that makes him go away. But Stardust Breaker is a pretty sick move. The Big Bang Kamehameha has always been cool. I'm not including GT in this, obviously. But, yeah, I don't know. I like Vegito's cockiness. I like Gogeta's badassery. I don't know. Hard to tell on that one, but they're both pretty cool. Who is Zykor? I keep hearing about him. So Zykor is either from... It's not AF. It's a fan-made... I haven't read any fan-made DBZ stuff ever. I haven't done Multiverse. I haven't read AF. I haven't read Absalon. I think Zykor's from Absalon. But he's just a bad guy introduced in some fan-made stories about DBZ, whether they be comics or little mini animes or what have you. But yeah, Zykor's never been in the real DBZ world. He's a fan-made character in a different alternate universe kind of thing. So there you go. What is your least favorite food? Hard to pick a least favorite because there's just certain foods. There's just a bunch of foods I don't eat. I don't know. Good question, Exodus. But maybe Hillary Clinton's ass? I don't know. It's hard to have a least favorite food when there's a lot of foods a lot of people don't like. Anyways, what do you think would happen if Bardock beat Frieza? Bardock could never beat Frieza in a million years. Even the Legend of Bardock or episode of Bardock, when he goes Super Saiyan, he was so far away from being strong enough to actually go Super Saiyan that I think his Super Saiyan form would be considerably weaker than Goku's. Considering Goku easily could have handled first form Frieza, easily could have handled second form Frieza. I don't know what he would have done on third form Frieza. I really don't, because he got his ass kicked by fourth form so hard, or final form so hard. But he probably could have held his own against third form. Bardock got completely annihilated by first form Frieza. So I just think given Bardock's base power level, even if he were to go Super Saiyan, he would probably be able to take on third form Frieza, but final form Frieza still would have mopped the floor with him. So I simply don't think it's possible Bardock beats Frieza. And then if he does beat Frieza, that leaves way too many what if scenarios with all the Saiyans running amok everywhere now. But good question nonetheless. Congratulations on all the subs, T-Shot. I've also recently subscribed after subscribing to Kwame and Black and Fist, and I left a comment for you in your 20,000 subscribers, 20,000K special video. Damn, this question was a while ago. Anyway, let me give you my inaugural question. Anyways, question. If you could fuse two characters from different video game franchises, who would it be and why? Ooh. My two favorite video game characters, well, technically, I'll go with... Shut up, Avast, nobody likes you. My two favorite, well, my profile picture at least. Sorry, I just woke up, I'm kind of tired. My profile picture at least is Shadow and Raichu, although I think a Shadow Raichu fusion would look really weird. if you combine the two of them. They would probably be pretty damn badass, though, if they had the speed of Shadow and could shoot electricity like Raichu can. But aside from that, I really don't know. I mean, I like Alex Mercer from Prototype, but fusing anything with Shadow is just going to look goofy as shit, even though Shadow is my favorite character. Yeah, Alex Mercer from Prototype and someone might be super cool. Not the guy from Infamous. I know a lot of people would be thinking about the guy from Infamous, but I don't know. Good question, but I can't tell you. I kind of wonder what a Shadow-Sonic fusion would look like how badass Shadow and Sonic would be if they got meshed together, because granted they are kind of the same person, but that would almost be like a Goku-Vegeta fusion. Like, their power would get so much stronger, they would get so much faster, and then the Supersonic Shadow, my god. Can't even think about that, but good question. Thank you, Majin Soul. If you could have two wishes on Earth's Dragon Balls, what would they be? I would probably take the Quaman route for one of them and go Eternal Youth. And then my other one would be Infinite Money. So I would just set myself up at like maybe like 25 years old. So that way 25, maybe 26. So I'm in like the prime of like your male life for the most part and like being fit and everything. And then just all the money I could ever ask for. So that way, because with all the money and being young forever, I would legitimately be free to do whatever I wanted. I could try to make businesses. If they failed, who gives a shit? I have so much money, it doesn't matter. I could try to make my own TV show. If it fails, who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. I could pay a bunch of people to make a movie for me. If the movie sucks, who gives a shit? But all those things have a big chance to be awesome. So that would probably be it. And of course, I can donate unlimited amount of money to science research for cures and stuff like that. But then we run into a problem. If I cure, like, if I throw enough money at it and all the diseases get cured, nobody dies anymore, and then the Earth gets way too overpopulated, and that's also another problem in itself. It gets complicated, but thank you for the question nonetheless. Hey, Thundershot, I think Courage would win. Okay, so this is a reference I can already tell to a question Quaman and I got. I don't know if it was on my special or Quaman's special. I think it was on my special, but it was another Ask FM I did a few weeks ago with Quaman, and someone asked who would win between Courage the Cowardly Dog and Scooby-Doo. And I thought that Courage would win in just kind of like an all-out war between the two dogs, but if you threw both of them in the bottom of a well and gave them no supplies or anything, no Scooby snacks, F all that, you just threw them both in the bottom of a well, said fight to the death. Scooby's just so much bigger that he would win. And be able to tear up Courage, because Courage is so tiny and he already has bad teeth. But anyways, that's what this question is a reference to. So, hey Thundershot, I think Courage would win. He screamed an earthquake, outswam a water demon, survived tornadoes, attacked the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and fought 2 bigger dogs and survived being strangled by humans. No joke. Still think Scooby would win. Well, it has been a while since I watched my Courage the Cowardly Dog. If he could scream an earthquake, if you threw them both in the bottom of a well and he screamed an earthquake, I suppose, yeah, Courage might have that one. I guess, I mean, like I said, all that stuff is out when Courage is outside and he has elements. There's contributing factors, houses, running, where's he going to go, what's he going to do, things around him. Bottom of a well, I don't know, it's tough. They're 2 cartoon characters, they're really good, but thank you for bringing that back up. Kobe Taiku says, hi, good question. How many villages exist on the planet Namek? A few. Why would you ask me a question and then give me a multiple choice answer I don't follow, but okay. I was on vacation when Battle of the Gods came out. Will it be on DVD soon? So this question came from a while ago, but yes, my package shipped yesterday or the day before, I don't remember, and it should be here within the next couple days. And then when it gets here, I didn't order express because it's a movie, and I didn't want to pay $10 extra for a $20 purchase. So when it gets here, I will watch it. I will watch the extended version. I will give you guys a review on that. To you guys, if you should buy this DVD and movie and all that stuff, because it is pretty sweet. Or it will be, I hope, when it gets in. But yes, it'll be out on DVD and Blu-ray. It's already out on DVD and Blu-ray. You can buy it now. Amazon will have it. Yeah, Amazon will have it. Your local stores might have it. I don't know. But there you go. That question's a month old. That's why all these questions are a month old. I like to start from the bottom. Now we're here because I don't want these questions to go unanswered, because if I start from the top, I will never ever get to these bottom questions, and I don't want that to happen. Is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 one of the best DBZ games out there? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give it? I used to have it for the PS2, and I wish I could buy it again. Scale of 1 to 10 at the very, very least. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is a 9.5. The reason I say that, I read a comment the other day, and someone was like, I feel like when people give Budokai Tenkaichi 3 a high rating, they're looking at it through their nostalgia glasses. And first of all, I didn't play it when it was in its prime. I got to play it afterwards a little bit, and I don't even have the game anymore because I don't have a PS2. But I didn't play it when it came out. I didn't play it via nostalgia, like, I didn't get a nostalgia feel. The reason it's the best game of all time is you can customize, you can't make your own character, but you can customize the characters you have so deeply in that you can make them good at melee, or you can make them good at their supers, or their ultimates, or their defense, or their guarding, or their speed. I mean, you can mess with so much on them. You can give them slowly regain health over time. And on top of all that, it has the biggest roster we've ever seen in a Dragon Ball Z game, or Dragon Ball game for that matter, because you get everyone who was in Dragon Ball. You get everyone who showed up in Z, all movie characters included. You get all of GT. They have characters, and it's absolutely nuts how many characters you get in the final product. Every character has a transformation. The thing that I think Budokai Tenkaichi 3 did that Raging Blast 2 didn't is when you transform, at the very least, you get a health boost. When Frieza goes from first form to second form, he gets a health boost. Because you know how sometimes the characters would let themselves get beat up? Goku was notorious for letting himself get beat up to test his opponent's strength, and then he would transform. And that makes sense, that his regular form would take some damage, but then when he goes Super Saiyan, he gets some of that health back, if not all of it, depending on how long you waited. And then when you transform, this does happen at Raging West too, but not to an effect that you would think. When you transform, your punches hit harder, your supers do more, all that stuff. So Goku can slowly go Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, 4 even. Well, I think you have to pick GT Goku to hit 4, but you get the idea. And then when you hit 4, you can fuse if you want to. I don't know, it's absolutely nuts. But yes, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is the best one out there. Anyone who says that it's overrated is blowing smoke out the butt. And I'll get one more question on the bottom side. We are right at 15 minutes right now. So I'll get one more question here, then we'll scroll to the top. If you were teleported into the DBZ world for 10 days of the Cell Saga with Aquaman and Black Fist, would you bother to fight Cell? Who would win if you trained with... Who would you train with if you did? Would you challenge Gohan Super Saiyan 2? Would not fight Cell. Probably try to train with Goku or Piccolo. Tough question. Goku or Piccolo? Maybe Goku. They were training together, so it's kind of like, eh. Well, they weren't really training. It was a 10-day break period. But now, would you challenge Gohan Super Saiyan 2? No, because there is no way in 10 days, no matter who's training me. Fucking Beerus could be training me. There is no way in 10 days I would be strong enough to fight Cell or Gohan. But there we go. Now we're off to the top. So allow me to stop my timer. Let's get up here. I could have just refreshed the page, I guess. There we go, and we're to the top. Hey, Thundershot, would you advertise this video? Nope. Rip Akira Toriyama, he's not dead, so you're a little premature there, buddy. Don't you think Raditz is the hero of DBZ? No. It's funny thinking that he could have legitimately mopped the floor with anyone and everyone in Dragon Ball with great ease, and he is the most bottom-of-the-barrel guy in Z. Excuse me, took a drink of water. I'm sorry. Hold on, reset. There we go. Starting the timer. But I wouldn't call Raditz the hero. Have you read the fan-made Dragon Ball AF manga? If so, what are your opinions on it? As stated earlier, have not read it. Something everyone tells me I need to get into, particularly Multiverse is the one I get most often, but I have not gotten any of those yet. Do you think fans want to see more of Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, etc. rather than a new group of Saiyans or other fighters? If you heard Dragon Ball Heroes, then you kind of know what I'm talking about. If you heard of Dragon Ball Heroes, then you kind of know what I'm talking about. I mean legit heroes, not that digital shit. By Kaisen Jack. I think we want to see more of the same people. However, it would be interesting to see what they could do with an entire new universe. But given how old Akira Toriyama is, and the fact that he doesn't even want to write mangas anymore, because he's getting up there so much, I don't really think it's that plausible that we will see a whole new group of Saiyans. It would be cool to see what they could do if they started over, just a brand new world, clean slate, but the whole Saiyan thing is still in the world. That would be kind of neat, but I don't think it's very plausible to expect that. I have heard of a bit of Dragon Ball Heroes, kind of. I think it's cool that they're expanding on the universe. Obviously, they let Trunks go Super Saiyan 3, and then Broly shows up, and Broly just went Super Saiyan 3 recently. The thing that sucks is that you see these super awesome cutscenes, and then it's a card game of all things, so it's like eh. But I don't know. Dragon Ball Heroes is kind of cool to see some of the cutscenes and stuff that they come out with, but I doubt we will see a new group of Saiyans anytime soon. Do you like Batman? It's a really weird thing because Batman to me is... When you think about Batman's actual superpowers, like, he doesn't have superpowers, but he's a rich guy, and he's known for being really, really, really good if he has time to plan. If he has time to plan, he can take out almost any villain usually, right? And the thing about that is, like, if you have an unlimited amount of money to throw at a project and a good amount of time to spend on it, how are you not going to finish whatever project you're working on? Just think, even if it's like taking out a bad guy, trying to get your taxes done on time, what the fuck ever. You have an unlimited amount of money to spend at this thing, and then also you have a bunch of time needed. It's like, who wouldn't get that done? Like, granted, Batman is smart, but it's like, I feel like a lot of people could do what Batman does with ease if they just had his money and his amazing ability to plan, which, whatever. That being said, I don't think Iron Man is my favorite superhero. And he also is just a guy with a bunch of money. He doesn't plan shit, though. He has a badass suit. And then, yeah, I'll move on from that question. I don't want to start a huge superhero war in the comments. Anyways, sorry for such the obvious question for you, but which in you eyes was the most epic Super Saiyan transformation? Super Kami Guru, thank you for the question. I am going to make an entire video on that someday. I don't have plans for it right now, but I'm going to make an entire video on personal, my favorite transformation, best transformation, whatever you want to call it. And I've had that in my mind for a while. I just haven't done it yet, especially with all the Xenoverse coming out stuff, and I've still got my playthroughs and stuff to tend to. So, but that will have its own video. But good question, Super Kami Guru. What is the difference between Guru's unlockability and Elder Kai's unlockability? Not a lot. Elder Kai unlocked a lot more, but that's just because Gohan was older. And Guru's kind of did nothing for Krillin, but oh well. But yeah, it's kind of the same thing for the most part. Sonic or Shadow? Shadow is my favorite video game character of all time. Shadow, plus Shadow is Sonic. Like, they, like, in the sense of what they're capable of. Like, obviously Sonic fights for good and Shadow's kind of like an anti-hero. But in a sense of what they're capable of, Sonic and Shadow are the exact same thing, except Shadow has chaos powers. Now, I don't like to, I know it's been seen in games before and stuff like that. I don't like to believe Shadow has chaos powers unless he's holding a Chaos Emerald. But Shadow can do so much more with the Chaos Emerald. Chaos Spear, Chaos Control, which Sonic pulled off once, whatever. With Chaos Spear, Chaos Control, and anything else he can do with his Chaos moves. I'm not even sure if he needs a Chaos Emerald to do a Chaos Spear, but still, nonetheless, Shadow and Sonic are capable of the same things. They're about the same speed, all that stuff, except Shadow's Chaos Power, so I don't see why Shadow wouldn't win that fight. Do you consider Dragon Ball Z the legit continuation of Dragon Ball Z? Dragon Ball GT the legit... Okay. I think what he's asking is, do you consider Battle of Gods the legit continuation of Dragon Ball Z, or do you consider GT the legit continuation of Dragon Ball? I'm taking a shot in the dark, but that's the only way that this question makes any sense to me. And I would say I do consider Battle of Gods the continuation. I don't think GT is there. It's not impossible they somehow link Battle of the Gods in this new movie line that they're going with to GT, to where GT could still make sense. But if not, then I would say Battle of the Gods is the legitimate one, and GT is more of a alternate timeline kind of thing. Hey Thundershot, who do you think was the strongest non-fused character at the end of Dragon Ball Z? Was it Goku or Gohan in his mystic form? I talked about this earlier, but good question nonetheless, and it was Gohan in his mystic form. Quaman has a whole video up on this if you guys want to check it out. Just who was the strongest character in DBZ, I think is the title of it. Or it might have been who was the strongest non-fused character in DBZ. I don't remember at this point, but Quaman has a whole video up on it. It's stated by Elder Kai in the manga. Also, there's a scene in the they don't play it off as well in the anime. In the anime, Goku has a small skirmish with Super Buu in one of his forms. It might have been, I don't think it was Gotenks. It wasn't Gotenks, but he has a small skirmish with Super Buu. In the manga, Goku refused to fight Super Buu. He's like, no way, this dude would kick my butt. But I'm pretty sure my son Gohan could take you. So Goku himself is admitting defeat to Gohan, is admitting that Gohan is stronger. And that happens in the manga. In the anime, like I said, Goku fights him for just a couple minutes to bide time before Gohan shows up and starts kicking his butt. But yeah, Gohan is a giant queer. Very good question. I'm glad you understand how Ask FM works. You seem like an intelligent being. I like how you have been posting a lot of videos lately. Thank you. Oh, well, thank you for supporting and enjoying them. A lot of videos showed up because I am working my not YouTube job a little less now because YouTube is being very nice to me, and so I have a lot more time for it, and all this Xenoverse stuff is giving me a lot more content. But hopefully I'm bringing back more playthroughs in the future, or we'll be doing more playthroughs aside from, I think the only thing I have running now is Chow Garden. So we'll be bringing back old stuff that we've done before, and some new stuff will show up also. I've decided not to post Shadow of Mordor to YouTube yet because I'm not very good at the game right now. So I'm going to keep doing Shadow of Mordor on Twitch live streams. You guys can come check that out anytime. I'll have video links and all that stuff, and Twitter and everything is where I put it out on. You guys can come check out the Shadow of Mordor live streams anytime. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat the game once and then wait a little while and then come back to it and do another playthrough at a later time when I actually know what I'm doing, so I can look relatively close to intelligent. But yeah, I don't know why I got off on that tangent. Also, Warner Brothers is claiming all this stuff, so nobody pretty much is actually making any money off of Shadow of Mordor, which makes a lot of people not want to advertise it. I'll still post it, upload it. It's a good game, but if I'm gonna bring you a playthrough that I'm not even allowed to capitalize on money-wise, I'm gonna make sure it's a damn good playthrough that I know what I'm doing in. So it means something to someone at least. But anyways, thank you for the support, man. Have you read Dragon Ball Multiverse? We've been through this, but good question. What do you think of Sword Art Online? Haven't seen it. I am currently in the middle of Fairy Tail and Death Note. When I get done with those, I might move on to Sword Art Online. And then there's another one that's a lot like Sword Art Online. I need to look up what it is again, but I might get to Sword Art Online. And there's a few more. Everyone's always telling me to watch these animes, and I finally started, and Fairy Tail and Death Note are awesome so far. Can you start being nicer when you answer questions? No? I don't know what you mean. Are you... Like, I get I'm a dick and I'm a sarcastic butthole sometimes, but I feel like when I do that, it's to get the point across. Like, for example, that person earlier who just said Gohan is a giant queer. I needed to respond in that way so he understands what a tool he was being by asking that question on my Ask FM. But no, I mean, I'm kind of going to keep doing what I'm doing. Thank you for your input, but I'll probably keep answering questions with the answers that I come up with in my brain. I always hear you say Broly's kryptonite spot. What is that? I honestly saw this question and I meant to look it up just to double check my facts before I started this, but I need to rewatch the first Broly movie. But bottom line, he was born with, or he wasn't stabbed as a child, I don't think, but he was born with this spot, something weird about this spot on him, in his abdomen, kind of, and something happened to him when he was a kid, and honestly killing me that I can't remember it. I'm sure a bunch of you guys will leave it in the comment section down below. I'm going to look it up as soon as this video is over, so that way I remember for sure. But he has this spot as a kid, and it's what allowed Goku to defeat him in the first movie. Goku's pinned up against the wall, Broly's about to kill everyone for good, and all of a sudden Goku rears back, and he just decks Broly right in the abs. And that one shot hit Broly in the spot that something happened to him when he was a kid. Like I said, I don't remember. I need to look it up. But something happened to him when he was a kid. Goku hit him right in that spot, and it just dropped him. So I call it the kryptonite spot because if you get Superman near kryptonite, or if you touch Superman with kryptonite, Superman drops. It absolutely 100% just full-on stops him. I call that Broly's kryptonite spot because I always thought Broly was kind of like an evil Superman anyway. And if you punch him in that one spot, he drops. He's done. That's it. That one spot doesn't take a lot to hurt Broly a bit. But that's what I mean by that. Who is scarier, Kid Buu or Legendary Super Saiyan Broly? Kid Buu. Kid Buu. Kid Buu would mop the floor with Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. I've always thought Gohan Super Saiyan 2, Teen Gohan Super Saiyan 2, would fairly easily take out Legendary Super Saiyan Broly without much struggle at all, really. So that was that's my take on that. So yeah, Kid Buu would obviously completely wipe the floor with him. Do you like WWE? Love it. Gonna be getting WWE 2K15. Unfortunately, they backed up the next gen release, so WWE 2K15 comes out on current gen at the end of the month. Oh, it's not current gen anymore. I mean, it comes out on PS3, Xbox 360 at the end of the month. They backed up the next gen release to like mid-November. So mid-November, I will be getting WWE 2K15 and playing the crap out of it. But yes, love WWE. Well, love isn't the right word. I watch it. It's been off and on shitty lately, but I will be getting the games. I will be playing them, and it will be awesome. I'll be live streaming them, doing all the fun stuff with it. And, oh, also mid-November, Smash Brothers is coming out. I'm going to be getting that too. Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U. It's going to be awesome. Who do you think is the strongest in the Dragon Ball universe besides Hercule, obviously? Thank you for putting that clarification on there. We all know Hercule is our savior, as he defeated both Cell and Majin Buu to save the world. Not once, but twice. So thank you for clarifying that Hercule is not allowed. Otherwise, that would have been my go-to answer. Unfused character, Mystic Gohan. Fused character, Vegito. If we're going on... Well, I mean, I'm not counting Battle of the Gods. I do that when... Obviously, Battle of the Gods would be Whis, because that's been said. But, yeah, it's talking strictly about Z pre-Battle of Gods. Mystic Gohan unfused, fused character Vegito. Because I always think about how insane it would have been if Vegito would have went Super Saiyan 3. But I've been on that tangent before, so I won't go back there. Because he totally could have fucking gone Super Saiyan 3. Anyways, in GT, why can't Gohan go Super Saiyan 3? At the end of Z, he was clearly stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. In his Mystic form, it's kind of weird, but there's no point in him powering up in his Mystic form because he's already as strong as he could be. So even if he went Super Saiyan 1 and 2, the energy would be taken from his body. Like, obviously it takes energy to transform, so the energy would be taken from his body to go Super Saiyan 1 and then go Super Saiyan 2, but he wouldn't get any stronger because his Mystic form is already pretty much as strong as he can be, if that makes any sense. But that's something I always wanted. I was like, damn, Gohan's so strong in his Mystic form. If he went Super Saiyan, it should multiply that, right? And then he never did because it wouldn't do anything. But yeah, I always wanted to see that also. But good question. Hercule with one arm tied behind his back versus Super Saiyan God Goku, who would win? Well, if Goku did win, then it was clearly just a trick used with mirrors and stuff like that. So I don't think Goku could actually win that one without cheating. I mean, if cheating's allowed, Goku probably, but Hercule would always win. How can Broly see when his eyes are white? Broly's pretty fucked up. Why was Gohan such a queer throughout the series? He wasn't? I mean, he got married and had a kid, and that's... Unless you mean strange, in which case, yeah, Saiyaman was pretty strange. I can agree with you on that one. But other than that, he was kind of a... He did his studies when Chi-Chi told him to. He trained when his dad told him to. He didn't seem very strange to me. Until the whole Saiyaman thing. Obviously, that was fucked up. But, okay. Thundershot, are there going to be tails for your custom-made character in Xenoverse? We're hoping so. Because if not, there's literally not almost anything different between Saiyan characters and Earthling characters aside from Saiyan characters having the ability to go Super Saiyan. That we know of right now at this current time. It's October 7th. But we hope so. But then again, it's probably likely not because this is taken from the Dragon Ball Online world. And in the Dragon Ball Online world, the Saiyan gene has been so diluted. Like, obviously, Gohan's kids had kids with Earthlings, and Trunks and his kids had kids with Earthlings, and Goten and his kids had kids with Earthlings. So the Saiyan gene eventually spread out through a bunch of the population over time, but it got so diluted that it's possible tails don't show up anymore. So that's something to think about. But we don't know for sure yet. We are hoping for it, but we have no idea, to be completely honest. Hey, Thundershot, what are your thoughts about Ebola virus going around? Stay safe. I am leaving my house less and less. We're in America. We're in the United States. I don't think it'll be long before we develop some kind of cure and start passing around. There have been people with it already who have been cured in non-third world countries, so there's that. But thank you, Dodge Charger 9, for the question. We'll do one more, we'll wrap it up for the day. Kibito Kai versus Perfect Cell. Perfect Cell, probably. Considering Supreme Kai and Kibito probably couldn't have held their own against any of the villains in the Buu arc at all, like even Dabura or anything like that, and Dabura was stronger than Perfect Cell, or at least around his same level. So yeah, I'll do one more. How hyped are you for Xenoverse? Pretty fucking hyped. I talked about the potential it has earlier. It's absolutely nuts, off the charts, how awesome it could be. I got to play 3 betas, which was absolutely nuts. I'm so thankful for that. Pretty fucking hyped. It could be the best DBZ game we've seen in a while, assuming that they fix some of the network problems, like I said before, and live it up to its full potential. But there we go. That's going to wrap it up for the day. I want to thank all you guys for coming out. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to ask me a question yourself, the link will be in the description down below to take you to my Ask FM. It'll take you to my profile where Ask Me a Question pops up. And then you can do that, and then I can answer it next week. Like I said, only one video this week. I'm going back to 30 minutes. Well, we're pushing 30 minutes, over 30 minutes now, but 30 minutes, 15 minutes from the bottom, 15 minutes from the top. So, yeah, there you go. Link in the description down below. Thanks for coming out, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm Thundershot, and I'm out. Leave a like if you enjoyed.